that for the greater good, or was he an evil man? Like, what was...
Alright, we're going to go with true stories.
Alright, cool, so it's just random. Just
William's best friend lied to him and said that he'd cycled from South Africa to North Africa on a unicycle.
Right.
And William believed it.
Cool.
I
So,
don't believe him.
alright, anyway, so the actual fake story is... no, whatever, I don't
Lying
know.
about the lie. You met a guy who had a tall claim.
A tall tale,
Yeah.
and he wasn't good at telling it.
Okay.
If he was, then I might have been a fan. I really like the idea of concept of storytelling.
Okay.
In terms, like, with the meaning in it, you know?
Okay.
So, I don't know, just I met a guy when I was in a hostel in Athens. One winter, stuck in with the snow was a bad idea. And there's more to this story, but it's not for a podcast. Anyway, so, it doesn't matter. So anyway, I met some guy, and I think they were English, and the guy started telling me, I was talking about adventure stories because I've got a couple, and they started telling me about how he just came back from cycling solo from South Africa to North Africa, right? And I was like, wow, holy shit, man, that's a crazy fucking story. Are you for real? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And we started getting into the details of it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, maybe it's true. It could just be my jealousy of having an extremely awesome adventure story, but there seemed to be some details lacking in it. Right.
What? Okay.
So you're going to have to go through all the borders. Do you need visas? I don't know. You're going to have to pay bribes. Where are you going to stay? Or he said that he slept in a tent on the side of the road every night. Are you for real? The amount of
Sounds
animals
legit.
that can kill you there. Never
Okay.
mind that. Poisonous snakes, lions and poachers. Who knows?
Yeah. But was it an embellished story, maybe? Maybe he rode from Lesotho to Mozambique or something.
Okay, that would be cool. I mean, I would accept something like that being worthy of a good story, but I mean, the entire length of the continent. Come on.
Is he a liar or an exaggerator?
I have no clue. I would say right. Now, would he make the whole story up? Seems
What would he have
unlikely.
to gain just to impress you?
I know. Seems unlikely. So maybe just didn't seem to have the character of an adventurer.
How long did it take him?
That's a great question. I think it took him a year, told me.
Does he wear a Fitbit? Could it show us the route to...
I don't know, man.
Could he give stories of like each country he was in? Like what was...
I asked him for specifics because I was skeptical. And I think he told me some story about he was trying to find a place to stay, and he passed out on the road, and somebody came and took him to his house, and he woke up in someone's bed or something, but I'm not entirely sure.
Did he sound like he was reading a script? Did he struggle to remember things? Truth tellers will struggle to remember things, and they'll change their story as they remember. They say, "Oh no, it wasn't Mozambique. It was Zimbabwe." Or
I see.
Whereas a liar will just reel it off.
I see.
When I've entered areas where you tend to get interrogated at the border, people I've been travelling with have rehearsed their story.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to say we're all on holiday, and we're going to say, look, don't rehearse it too much, because that sounds like a lie. Be vague. Doesn't matter if the stories are not all the same, because a well-rehearsed lie will stand out compared to a truth teller who was actually improvising on the spot.
That's very true.
Very interesting. Sure, not in my 5.
Say no more. But it could be true. I think truth tellers are often naive. I'm not saying you're a liar for doubting him, but people who will exaggerate themselves will suspect others of doing what they do. And naive people who just tell the truth all the time would expect the same from others, and would say, why would you lie? Some people are just like, go on then.
Yeah, but you're saying because I disputed his story, that means intrinsically that I'm a liar.
No, that's why I clarified it. I don't suspect that of you, because I think you are a truth teller, and maybe you're naturally inquisitive or naturally skeptical. Yeah, you're skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there are liars and bullshitters who are quick to call out other bullshitters, maybe so subconsciously they recognise it, or they want to be the best and they don't want some
Because I definitely felt pangs of jealousy. I was
Okay,
like,
yeah,
that's
very,
and I was
very honest.
Well,
And
for sure,
yeah,
it's a great,
yeah.
great story. It'd be a great. I would love to do something like that, and maybe I will. But I mean, there was something about the guy's character that didn't fit with that kind of story. At least in what I imagine somebody like that should embody. But maybe my idealization is false.
What was the purpose
There we
of
go.
like telling that lie? Like, what was the purpose of that? Was he trying to impress you? Was
Possibly.
he trying to?
Yeah, because I think I told a couple of stories, and they might have wanted to one up me. Fair enough.
Yeah, that would be an incentive for the lie or the exaggeration.
So maybe we should tell some stories.
Okay, go. Let's
No, I'm not starting.
All right, kick it off. What's the longest bike ride you've been on?
I cannot lie. I'm just gonna say. So like, yeah, I would be so bad under
Oh, go on.
any sort of question.
Travel story. What's the craziest thing you saw in Cuba?
A McDonald's.
Yeah.
I don't think it exists.
There's none
there
of
yet.
that, is there?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Starbucks.
Oh,
Not
God.
yet, but I
Cuba's
feel like
fine.
it's coming.
Yeah. Sad
It's
times.
changing quick. So if you like head to Cuba now,
Now or never.
I don't know. Crazy. Come back to me. You guys, you say something.
Okay, opinions on Ernesto Guevara.
Okay, Ernesto Che Guevara Lynch, the Argentine doctor with Irish heritage who could have had a life of luxury but chose to jack it in after riding around South America.
Yeah, I read a 900-page book on him.
I didn't know you had an Irish heritage.
Yes, he did.
Claimant.
Yeah, they claimed. Yeah, we'll claim anyone. Muhammad Ali, Irish.
Okay.
Father Christmas, Indian. Yes, I, being a socialist, as I mentioned to you before, and growing up romanticising these sort of heroes, I want to only see the good in Che Guevara. The fact that he's Irish as well, that's icing on the cake.
Right.
I'm sure he wasn't perfect. It sounds like you've discovered, and you might have been an admirer that discovered another side to him. And now
I still am an admirer
Good, okay.
in a certain sense, like you can of almost everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, people are like, oh, how could you say that? Well, come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's like this: is that the guy, from my knowledge, obviously I don't know the guy. I'm just reading second-hand, third-hand history. But I read a few books, and I'm very interested in the Cuban Revolution. A very interesting time. So, from my knowledge, he stuck true to his principles, and he went to Bolivia and died in Bolivia in a basically had no chance of succeeding. And one thing I do recall is that in the position of power in Cuba that he got, he was the Minister of Finance, I think. He would reject all gifts because he had state gifts from all over the world, and they travelled all over the world to get funding to do more revolutionary wars. He apparently rejected them all, lived in like the same, like not presidential housing or whatever. He wanted to be with the workers, with the people. He stuck true to those principles, and if he did that, I have to respect that. Because there's plenty of people who can talk it and then are like, sure, I'll be the vanguard of elitists that will rule over the proletariat. No problem. He didn't do that, and he actually fought and died for what he believed. So,
And is that why he didn't live and die as an old man in Cuba?
Oh, he went to pursue the revolution.
Yeah, and he went to Africa as well, right?
Yes, I don't remember the country. It was on the border of some lake, and he had no success there. Don't remember.
I can't remember.
We'll find out. Yeah,
Have you watched the movies about him? Very good.
I should.
I think there's 2 out of the 3. There's the Motorcycle Diaries, which is great in itself.
You should go to Cuba.
I would love to.
Because like people there are very split about revolution. Some people are against it, some people are pro it, and literally every day so I would stay in like casa particulars, which are just rooms in people's homes.
That's it. There's no hotels. So I heard.
There are now,
Oh, okay.
but they're very they're 5-star, very
Okay.
expensive, like the best. It's better to
Get authentic.
stay. Yeah. And you would literally have people just outside debating on the revolution, on what things are like now, and it's just so interesting to hear. You need to know Spanish.
I know a little bit of Spanish.
But there's people that do speak English there, and you talk to them, and they will you just get a bigger picture as to. There's 2 sides to it, and I've always been very like, yes, Che, so pro him.
Are you? What was that? That's a squeal.
pro the revolution. But then you know, talk to people and you get another understanding of another side of it, and it's like, well, actually, yeah, like he was part of committing genocide on another side of it, but is that for the greater good, or was he an evil man? Like, what was, you know?
Oh man, that's a tricky one. Does the end justify the means? Oh god.
No one is perfect, I don't think. And I think we talked about applying or implementing religion, implementing doctrine, implementing socialism or communism. For me, you can only look at stories and apply the good. And I see in Che Guevara a good man who wanted to help other people. Was he perfect? Definitely not. But I admire someone from a privileged background who throws it all away to go and do some good and dies for what he believes in.
Yeah.
But what about? I mean, I'm with you, and it's not so much devil's advocate, because I do kind of endorse what I'm gonna suggest, because whatever. Do you like the guy's actions? It killed a lot of people, personally, and quite a few were cold-blooded executions. Is that justified from your perspective, from his goal? Because he obviously justified it to himself.
Yeah, and I
think.
I always say that I don't believe in the death penalty, so I'd have to say no, I suppose.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I would prefer not. I would prefer not. Doesn't mean that I hate the guy.
Right. No.
But,
sure.
And I wasn't there. Yeah, I hate to sound like I'm justifying something that I.
No, but that's exactly the point. Because
That is
it's
the
like,
point.
well, you know, you couldn't have a revolution like that happen
Bloodlessly.
Yeah.
No, not with the dictator they had.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, obviously that's not what you want. You don't want to kill innocent people. You don't want to kill anyone. But
Yeah, it's, as we said, it's not debating what happened, it's debating whether it was justified.